I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. Unless you're one of my 11 viewers in Kansas, shout out. But that's right, it's time for my yearly Anbennar video, which just recently got a massive update, possibly one of the largest, if not the largest, update for anything Paradox ever. They went ahead and added this entire continent down here. Like every single tag you see down here was new, except like maybe this one, I think. There are like 13 new religions, a couple new fantasy races. Yeah, by the way, this is a huge fantasy overhaul, you know, elves, dwarves, orcs, goblins, that kind of thing. If you want to look at the changelog, it's like 25 pages long. There's so much added, including an update to one of my favorite races to play, the goblins. So today we're going to be playing literally inside of this giant mountain called the Serpent Spine, as these little guys down here, the Mountain Shark clan. So why play in this area and not something like, I don't know, down here in Sarhal, the new continent that was changed? The main reason is Sarhal doesn't really have like a lot of mission trees. I think they added 2, and when I looked at them, they seemed somewhat generic, which makes sense. They spent a lot of effort developing like a ton of events, 13 entire religions, all with mechanics. But out of the 33 mission trees they did add in this update, it does include these guys down here. Look at these little dudes, the goblins. I love playing goblins so much. Now, I can't give you a full rundown of the lore in Anbennar. Yeah, it's so extensive that would take literally hours. Maybe even days. It's ridiculous. But all you need to know to understand the goblins is that in the Serpent Spine, this giant place, there used to be a massive dwarven empire that collapsed at some point. I don't remember. And after that, eventually orcs kind of got strong and stuff, and they sort of left the Serpent Spine and invaded the place to our left. So the point is the goblins have sort of been here for pretty much forever. And the goal here is to dominate the Serpent Spine, the giant mountain range, and to ensure that goblins never again have to live under oppression. Starting with our estates, let's just seize a little bit of land and maybe give them autonomy, ask for more manpower, and you know what, you can have spoils as well. Maybe land rights, that's fine. And first things first, we're gonna have to pick a native policy, and we're gonna move into this place, a dwarven hold, sort of like old dwarven cities pretty much. Now that we're here, we're gonna have to develop the capital and apparently clear it out. Hopefully 12,000 goblins is enough for that, but who knows, I'm just gonna hire a couple, just in case. We also get to select a cult, and I think I'll go for this one. Development cost sounds good right now. It's only 8 Black Orc warbands, but the thing is, goblins are pretty weak. Look at the goblin military. Yeah, we received 10% more damage. Wonderful. Okay, maybe that was easier than I thought it would be. It's cleared out, but not in the best of conditions, so we're gonna have to fix it. Being as I don't have a lot of money, I guess that means it's going to be a lot of loans. That's really not a great air. We're gonna get rid of you. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. May have taken a couple of years, but the goblins have managed to figure out how to restore the hold. Really just like fixes a whole bunch of the problems we had. Like we were making no money off this thing. Our income literally tripled. Now all we have to do is give it a little bit of development. Should be pretty cheap because holds have some weird unique mechanics. You can just dig holds further and further. I think the maximum level is like 6 or something, but don't quote me on that. Every time you dig, it makes it cheaper to develop, so holds end up being like 100 development by the end. There's so much lore in this. If you want to read it, I suggest you pause because I'm not going to read all this. Every single mission has like a lot of lore behind it. Even the units actually have a bunch of lore. Like apparently our cavalry are spiders. Fun. Well, now we have probably just enough money to colonize something. Not really something we could have done earlier because that's 8,000 natives in here. And they're actually kind of tough to beat. While we're waiting for colonies to colonize, I went ahead and devved up feudalism in the capital, because we don't have that, obviously. It is, of course, dirt cheap to embrace, and I should be able to pay off a couple of loans. The goblin economy is now absolutely booming. We can sell some titles, reclaim some land, pay off all the loans, and hire a couple of advisors. Oh yeah, there's also an in-game achievement system now, by the way, just for the mod itself. So that's pretty cool. And we can grab the next reform, and all of these are unique, by the way. There are a lot of cool effects, like building markets, temples, or courthouses gives you 4 government reform progress. That's pretty cool. as well as a couple others, but we're gonna go with tribal assimilation, giving us more settler increase. We are getting rid of this heir, by the way. He still sucks. Oh no, that's much better. Okay, we can take our first idea group, and knowing how the Serpent Spine usually plays out, we do not want expansion ideas. I usually like to do a kind of weird pseudo-tall thing in the Serpent Spine. I can't even explain why, just kind of fun. So we're gonna go with aristocratic and probably infrastructure. Anyway, we did finish off this mission, pause to read that, which gives us an extra colonist. Super important stuff. You know what would be a good idea? I think I should probably deepen the capital. Yeah, let's just throw one dev in there, and we can get started. Ooh, this is a tough event. We can lose a stability, but for 80 years, we'll get an additional 1.5 local goods produced in the capital. Of course, we produce mithril, a new trade good introduced in the mod, so that would be quite a lot of money. On the other hand, we could gain 2 stability, which is quite a lot. But you know what? I think I actually will take the top option. Oh, by the way, the giant earthquake thing that happened, yeah, that wasn't great, but it did decrease the development of our hold, meaning we can spawn the next institution in there. You know, might not be a bad idea. Oh yeah, one thing about this whole cave network is that some places connect to others, and the only way you're gonna find out is just finding out one day. So this province actually connects to this province here, like you can walk directly from here into here, which means we border this guy. They are very strong. That is a 68 development capital. So that being said, I'm just gonna build a fort here real quick. Actually, you know what? I have an idea. One might even say a good idea. This mission gives us permanent claims on this area here. It also gives us some morale of armies, and I also happen to have Tech 6, while they have Tech 5. I could even pick up Tech 7 if I wanted to. And you know what? I think I kind of do want to. If they ever become too strong for us to handle, it's kind of a game over. So in that case, we should take them out early. Now, we are fighting orcs, and as you can imagine, orcs on a, one-to-one battle kind of basis are much stronger than goblins, but hopefully our military technology will make up for the fact that we are significantly weaker physically than the orcs, and yes, it seems like the tactics are more than enough. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Ooh. Permanent splendor for the rest of the game? Sure. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pop this mission only because it's a rare opportunity that will have war score against a non-goblin culture this early on. That'll give us a conquistador, surprisingly enough, and some army tradition, not bad. Oh, okay, well, that was a bit of a waste, considering that mission would have given us +1 to our ruler, +1 military, and previous ruler had 6. Well, that's pretty tragic. It does mean we can start finishing off the rest of our missions though, so that's nice. Oh hey, turns out we can just annex them. Alright, works for me. And here we find the Chronium Crown. This is a bunch of lore stuff. It also gives us bonuses like prestige, so that's cool. But the goal, I think, at some point is eventually we want to restore the crown, I think. Yeah, so we have the crown in our possession. All of the gems in the crown are somewhere, we don't know. And if we restore it, I actually have no idea what happens. I think once I knew, and then it changed, and now I have no clue. Anyway, we finished off this mission as well, which gives us a little bit of autonomy inside of the Dwarf Rods, which are like the railroads inside of the mountain. That's fine, that's a lot of money. In fact, it is enough money to upgrade this to a level 3. We can sell some titles and take some land back. Yeah, another thing is that the holds are sort of weird. So you might have noticed that there was quite a lot of time left on it, but the holds don't really match up very well to the actual building time or anything. So while I thought it would be done in 8 years, here we are. You know what? I'm also going to put down a mage tower. It's a new manufacturing that doesn't do a whole lot yet, but it does give us dev cost, so that's cool. Here we go, we can finish off this mission to improve our leader again. Apparently we can just assassinate their ruler, that's funny. No, that's okay, I think we'll just take the bottom option. Okay, I'm not gonna wait for the mage tower to finish, I'm just gonna dev stuff. Mostly because that should finish off a mission over here, that I'm going to take out loans for, I suppose. Okay, anyway, we finished this off, which gives us an extra minus 20% cost in this hold. So we can dev it further, and there's the Renaissance. Nice. With just a tad bit more money, maybe, we can embrace the institution and then tech up. This also allows us to finish off this mission. Unfortunately, they kind of died. The guys we were supposed to outplay a little bit, yeah, they got killed by some dwarves, so that'll be a fun reconquest. Because we're going to subjugate them, we should be friends, I guess, temporarily. Okay, well, I guess we have to scornfully insult them. That should give us our subjugation CB. Well, that was a quick war. You know what? I don't even care about this stuff down here. I'll just let them keep that. Yeah, we're good. Remember the dwarves over here? Yeah, they're kind of a pain, so I want to get rid of them. We have Miltech 7, we have Miltech 8. I would prefer to fight them, while we still have our massive bonus of being a Dwarovar band. So even if we end up losing battles, we simply outproduce the dwarves. We just have more goblins than they have, I don't know, what is it, arrows at this point? So, you know, I have some confidence we should be fine, even with their ally. Don't remember exactly how good the dwarves are at fighting. I think they have some artillery bonuses, but so do we, so I think we should probably be fine. Second idea group, not that we can really afford to spend the points, but I will go with infrastructure. And the dwarves' hold has fallen. Perfect. Whenever you siege a hold, it does some crazy things, like basically destroys it. So 32 devastation from the occupation, plus it's damaged. Oh no. But we take higher developed colonies and let's leave. That's a good idea. I will fully annex these guys though. Okay, we can take some land back, finish off this mission. We can decide what are we gonna do with the rail skulkers. I think this allows us to just annex them immediately, but let's find out. And yep, it's just instant integration. Nice. Okay, warband has arrived. Nothing we can't handle though. Okay, I've taken out a lot of loans to restore all of the holds around here. We're gonna sell some titles to make the monstrous tribes happy and to get a bit of money. We're gonna finish this off. Not really sure what it does, but I guess we'll find out. You're joking. We get a unique privilege for the monstrous tribes, and a little bit of reform progress. Now that the other holds are repaired, we can focus on the capital. I devved it up to 50 development, and it's really not that expensive. Now, I'm not exactly sure what this mission is, but we do need a little bit more money, so I'm going to take out another loan or two. Slowly but surely, the goblins are figuring out how to make mithril. In this case, that's going to give that one province a little bit of extra money. Probably less money than we put in, but that's fine. Now that we have a little bit of money and manpower, I think it might be economically viable to start exploring these expeditions. These pop up every now and then, not sure which ones are random. I'm pretty sure some are kind of important, like they might lead to great projects and stuff, so, you know, may be important to explore them. As you can expect, way too much effort was put into this, so we have an entire UI to manage it. I can't say I know much about the expeditions, but basically you want to throw in a little bit of manpower, but to do that you have to have the people on the actual tile, so press 10,000, it deletes 10,000 troops. We are going to need a couple of supplies, so we might as well spend the money to get them as many supplies as possible. We can also promise them a certain amount of the share. You know what, I'll give them 100 crowns, that's fine. And here's the hoping we don't die. The expeditions encountered a golem. Fun. I assume these are meant to be options. I don't know what each one does, but we're just gonna run. It didn't say how that turned out, but okay, we just keep going, I guess. Alright, about half of everybody died. Excellent. But the expedition's back with 140 ducats, far less than we spent, but 46 mana, and I'm not sure if that's all mana types. We'll see. Okay, yeah, that's all mana types. So we spent a bit of money, we got some mana, that's not that bad. Alright, let's try this one next. Oh boy, that's a whole lot of rating. I don't know what it is, but we're taking it. Well, works for me. More than half our loot was stolen by dwarves, that's great. Right as we were about to be done, that's great. Now, this last one might be a little bit harder. Probably 3 times the length and a little bit more dangerous. We can still only send 10,000 people, but we're going to need a little bit more morale, probably. And you know what? You can have a little bit of a share. Okay, go kill something. This mission's done, which gives us a few points. I'm noticing that the dwarves are getting a little bit stronger. Now they're on the border of this little goblin dude I've been keeping alive. So, unfortunately, little goblin dude, you're gonna have to die. I'm sure they understand. Yeah, sorry about that. At least my name is big, though. It means we're winning. I kind of feel like learning about the outside world. I feel like these guys know a lot more than I do. So what do we have here? Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know they added this. That's pretty sick. Getting a little worried about this expeditionary party. It does say that there's a lot of estimated loot at the end, but we've lost like 60% of the people. On the bright side, they're gonna consume less supplies now. Maybe that's not a bright side. Bruh. Please don't be a bad heir. Please don't be bad. Oh, so it turns out everybody died. That's cool. I guess we somehow still weren't prepared enough. But hey, you know, in case you don't succeed the first time, you can just try again. Oh, come on. We couldn't have one good heir, huh? Oh, maybe I just needed higher organization. That could be it. Okay, maybe 118% would do it. It seems somebody's already spawned colonialism, so I don't mind if I grab that myself real quick. Seems they do mind a little bit, so we're gonna have to go go in with round 2. Okay, you know what? I could probably work with that. Oh my god, finally. It took like 30 years to dig this hold further. The entire reason I don't actually have colonialism is because I've been waiting since it spawned. Okay, we can now develop the capital for cheap. And I know I was just about to get colonialism here, but I mean, let's be honest, that would take a while. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit expensive, but probably worth it. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, new plan. We're really not having a great time, or as some might call it, the average goblin experience. Okay, we can't do much over here. We're just gonna let that tick down. Also, let's change our infantry. We're gonna have to very quickly go back and fix our holds and make sure it doesn't get destroyed, because that would be pretty bad. Okay, you want peace? Lovely. I'll take it. Good thing this place is basically one gigantic fortress, otherwise we'd probably be screwed. Oh boy, that should be fun. We might be outnumbered, out-tacked, and out-allied, but we're not gonna go down that easy. It's all fun and games until the walls start speaking goblin. Honestly, losing to goblins is embarrassing. Well, that's the war goal. Okay, I guess I could accept your surrender for a touch of money. Don't care much about your allies, because I will not be invading them, so it doesn't matter. Thanks for the money, idiot. Hey, at least we had something eventful happen for the first time in like 30 years, so that's cool. If you couldn't tell, it's a really slow start here in the Serpent Spine. Not a lot happens for a while. Also, I'm pretty sure my expedition is about to run out of morale. That's not good. Fantastic. Okay, we need more morale next time. Learning a lot of things today. Surely this time, with 133% organization, 8.4 morale, I have spent so much on this. Surely this time, it'll be fine. For the next idea group, I think we're gonna take something Diplo. Honestly, probably court ideas, because I'm pretty sure goblins become a republic eventually, so we do get Republican tradition from that. You know, interestingly enough, the goblins down here actually aren't doing a bad job. I might just ally them, actually. Oh, hello there, rest of the world. I did turn on Mythical Conquerors, which every now and then spawns a leader of a country who just kind of destroys everything around them. So if there are any large empires, usually they're the result of that, unless it's the command, because it's, you know, the command is just the command. But yeah, any of these countries here are expected to probably have at least one right now. Or maybe not, whatever. Anyway, I've been cooking up possibly one of the worst ideas I've ever had. You know, most people wouldn't willingly start a 3-front war, but there is a particular hold I would like to get my hands on. As you could say, I would like to get a hold of. Mostly because it has a lot of trade power, and I want that trade power, so easy solution, take the trade power. Just caught this guy lacking, damaged his hold. Those are not good rolls. Those are very bad rolls. Wow, that's 4 bad rolls in a row. Impressive. Anyway, okay, you can leave as long as you stop committing atrocities against goblins. Thank you. And fingers crossed, this should be the final battle we have to fight. That's hold number 1 complete, and the capital. And with that, we should be pretty much done. Surprisingly, we never had to fight these guys down here, probably because they didn't have access or something. I don't know. That's good, because we barely managed to beat these two. Okay, that's gonna be all this territory here. Mild coalition, probably nothing to worry about. After all, I don't think they're going to be able to do much against the goblin flamethrowers. Oh, I love playing goblins so much. Oh, expedition's back in one piece this time. That is quite a lot of mana. Not bad. And this event suggests there might be more. Yeah, the Yidablai rune, which appears to be a giant spider den. Lovely. Ah, okay, it seems we can go back, and we can keep going, but there's a slight problem with that. I think that is the longest length and the highest danger possible. I don't think we're quite prepared for that yet. Anyway, I've been thinking, we should probably move the trading port into here. This is an end node, so naturally, we'll get a lot of money from doing that. I went ahead and spawned the printing press in Anbennar, although it's going to take quite a while to actually spread. I have not been upgrading the other holds. Maybe I should start doing that. Given that we're a great power, it might be a decent idea to demonsterize. We can show the world that goblins are actually not evil monsters, but in fact, crafty little funny guys who like to build rockets. Fun fact, this is actually my 3rd day of recording this run at this point. I feel simultaneously like, because hardly anything happens, I don't have enough footage, but at the same time, maybe I have a little too much footage. You know, maybe 8 hours is possibly enough. Although I really just want to finish like the first third of our missions. Yeah, you heard me right, first third. This is actually half of the starting tree for Mountain Shark. And then when we form the All Clan, which is like the United Goblin Nation, then you actually get more missions. Anyway, we can vassalize this guy just a little little goblin nation. Okay, how about we start restoring a hold? Like, you know, maybe the second hold we ever got might be a good idea after all this time. We do have a mission for fixing this one, so we should do that as well. And finally, we can restore this one. Costs a lot of points, which is why I've kind of been avoiding it for a while. Probably just spent a solid few hundred of every mana. That's great. You know, I was wondering why my PC was lagging so much. Well, as it turns out, the League War is also a thing in the mod. Now, doesn't that look fun? Could embrace the institution, but do I want to? Yeah, you know what, sure, why not? We also have some more expeditions to check out. The tribes want me to grab a little bit of this, so I might as well. There we go. That also allows us to finish off this mission. I guess the benefit is that we flood the capital area with more goblins? Okay, there you go, someone's got a great conqueror. Maybe I only turned on Great Conquerors, I don't remember. Finally, this hold's been restored, which is one of our missions. We have to fix that. For 30 years, we'll get prestige and army tradition from battles, as well as, well, we've kind of already discovered all that stuff, but that's fine. Now we can finish off court ideas and grab these as well. By adding a barracks, that leads us to the next mission. That's pretty neat. Turns out we're already done with this one. That gives us a little bit of movement speed in very niche areas, but okay. Idea group number 4. Honestly, never thought I'd get this far into the video, but let's go for economic. Why not? There we go, we finally restored this hold. It only took like, you know, 100 years or something, but we got around to it. And like all good countries built on immense wealth, it's time to introduce a little bit of corruption. Wait, you guys actually lived? I mean, good job, gentlemen. Time to start exploring, what is that? A geothermal facility. Ah, yes. Very useful for 1571 technology. Except it allows us to build the dam earlier? Okay. Now, the real question is, can I be bothered to explore that? The answer is no. Okay, we're gonna go next door instead. Looks like I actually do have to develop this stuff, but fortunately, due to superior goblin engineering, the plus 80% local dev cost from caverns has been reduced so much that we don't even have to think about it. There you go. No problem. We get a couple more goods produced, which is okay, I guess. Now we are going to have to dig even further into the capital. Oh boy, that's pretty expensive, but let's do it. Oh, this is worrying. I don't know what the right option here is, but I would like to increase dig speed. That would be very nice. Now, this is probably a terrible idea. This is the hardest danger level in the longest length of dungeon possible. I have no idea how long this will be. Frankly, I have no idea what I need to do to make this possible. But at the very minimum, we can do at least what we did for the last time we were in here. This is either going to be clearly overkill or not nearly enough. I've maxed out the morale, manpower, supplies. I've given the party share 500 and organization of 160%. If this doesn't work, I'm out of ideas. Wait, what? Are they done already? Huh? I am very confused. Oh, that's perfect. 2 stab hits in a single event. That's great. We love that. Just a quick question. How are you going to see the comet when, you know, we're in the mountain? Anyway, it seems like I was mistaken for these labyrinthine ones. I really thought it was going to be a super long adventure, but I guess not. Okay, well, we'll just build the monument then, I guess. Oh, you have to do it in stages. Ah, I see. It is super long. You have to do it multiple times. If you're wondering how I've had so much money, a good part of it comes from the expulsion of goblins by other countries. Yeah, a lot of countries don't really like goblins, particularly in the Serpent's Spine, because goblins are like everywhere. So they tend to expel goblins, which end up in our homeland, and on the way in, we just sort of confiscate their belongings. Ah yes, spider tsunami, that sounds wonderful. Thanks for the nightmares. Okay, turns out everybody died, fantastic. We're gonna have to try again. In the meantime, let's go with this. Ayo. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. So our capital, which produces mithril, would instead produce Danestier. Now Danestier is worth 10. Okay, let's start building this up, and we're gonna go back into here. Hopefully not lose this time. Okay, they managed to survive this time, so that's good. Let's upgrade the monument a second time, and hopefully this time we'll finish it off. Apparently we have to fight a boss. Okay, let's prepare then. Oh, and if I hire a general, we can actually finish this mission, although the mission itself doesn't really do that much. Alright, we're fighting the boss. You know what, I like this option, kill it with fire. Poison, okay, we'll go with this. Agonizing pain. We survived, surprisingly. Oh baby, level 4 hold. It costs 11 to dev this at 60 dev. Oh, this is great. Okay, we can finish off this mission. And to finish this one off, we need what? Sorry, why do I need that? Okay, that's kind of weird, but I guess we could do that. Well, that expedition wasn't so bad, but we build it up a little more. That's interesting. We found one ancient dwarven knowledge. I have no idea what that does. My guess is probably some kind of artificery stuff. I have a feeling this upcoming war is definitely going to suck, but hey, we need the province, so we might as well. Surprisingly, that was not half bad. And we do get to use the ancient dwarven knowledge, either to improve the holds or for 15 government progress. Oh. It's kind of lame. Let's improve the holds, that's fine. Don't actually know what it improved, but something, probably. Anyway, we can upgrade this, which would allow us to complete the Jorkad Dam, although I'm not really sure what that is. I'm assuming it's this one, the Great Dam. Requires 10,000 ducats, and we have to own this province. I don't know if I can be bothered, but maybe one day. In any case, we do have a war to be starting. Actually forgot this part of the Serpent Spine existed. There's a long sliver up here. Is that 92 development in their capital though? Sheesh. Oh yeah, that looks fun to siege. Oh god. Are you kidding me? Not once, but twice in the same video. Hunting accident on a good air. You have to be kidding me, please. You know what? Just because I have the money, I will build the tunnel into Marhold. Also because the idea is super funny to me. Digs behind you, nothing personnel, kid. Just felt like I had to burn that down even if it was hard. I can't just allow them to sit here with 89 development and go unpunished. But finally, for the first time, we could start the golden era. It was tough trying to get that last hold to dig itself. Okay, we just kind of bullied him until it was done. We can't quite kick them out entirely, but it's close enough. And with the province finally cored, we can finish this last mission. Basically, the goblins rise up and start a revolution. Just cuz. And this establishes a republic. Nothing particularly crazy, we just can't become a dictatorship. Advisors are a little bit cheaper. We have a lot of reform progress, so let's decide which reforms we want. Alright, these look good enough to me. But yeah, it also means that our mission tree has, you know, expanded just a little bit. And remember, this actually isn't the full extent of all the content, because there's the formable tree as well. So, you know, it's probably a good place to end things off at this point. As you can tell, Anbennar's kind of a crazy mod. I feel like every mission tree is a subtle battle between each of the devs to try to make the longest mission tree. Like, if you ever feel like playing these guys, I'm pretty sure they have something like 70 missions. I don't know, it's crazy. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, leaving a like would be super appreciated. And if you're new around here, pressing the subscribe button would be pretty cool, you know, just as a suggestion. Anyway, for now, this is Corbett, signing off, and as always, have a fantastic day. A big thank you to all the patrons this month who receive early access to videos. In particular, thank you Baby Cal, Nick Steffel, Cubrute, Rafał, Outgone Regions, Quiet Guy, Torvalved, Ambient Cyan, Robert Calano, James Levy, Luke78776, Chewy Shoot, The Watcher, Brova, Robert, and Jamie.